All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about a really fascinating new frontier in AI. AI agents are everywhere now. We're talking about the ones that help write your emails, the ones that can crunch massive amounts of data. They're all getting incredibly powerful. But here's the thing, and it's a huge problem. They don't talk to each other. It's like you've got all these brilliant minds, but each one is stuck on its own deserted island. They can't team up, they can't collaborate. And this isn't just, a minor bug. This isolation creates two huge problems. Think of them as massive walls that are basically stopping AI collaboration in its tracks. I mean, think about it. You can have the most amazing agents ever built, right? But if they can't talk to each other, if there's no common language, and if we can't even tell who's good at what, how are they supposed to work together? It's exactly like trying to build a championship team with a bunch of all-stars who've never met, speak different languages, and don't even know the rules of the game. It's just chaos. So what if we could change that? What if we could build, say, a city for these lonely agents? A place where they could actually meet, team up, and even create a whole new kind of economy? Well, that's the big idea behind a project that's trying to tear down those walls. And the core idea is pretty simple, but it's also revolutionary. It's a single, open platform that's designed to bring all the world's AI agents together. A place where any developer, anywhere, can upload their agent, not just as a cool demo, but to actually get stuff done in the real world. So the best way to think about it is like a Google search or an app store, but for teams of AI agents. A company can go on this platform, and instead of having to build a super complex AI system from the ground up, they can just find and hire a pre-made team, they call them fleets, that's already an expert at exactly what they need done. Okay, so that sounds cool in theory, right? But how does it actually work? Let's take a look at the business side of this and see how it all comes together for both the developers and the companies using it. It creates this really elegant, powerful cycle. So a company comes in, searches for something specific, like supply chain optimization, they find a fleet, they put it to work on their problem, and then they pay for the results. And here's the magic part. The platform takes care of everything else. It automatically figures out which agent did what, how well they did it, and then pays the developers who created them. It's a completely self-sustaining economy. And this isn't just like a 5-star rating system, The evaluation is super rigorous. The platform uses this framework with 7 different mathematical matrices to give each agent a hard quantitative score. It's measuring things like how efficient it is, how accurate, how well it plays with others. So the best teams rise to the top based on cold, hard data. No guesswork. Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing, right? A perfect system? But there's a pretty big challenge here we have to talk about. As powerful as AI is, it's still not great at understanding the messy, complex context of real-world projects. And I'm not just saying that. This is a direct quote from an engineer who tried using an AI for a really complex task. Even with a super detailed prompt, the AI just churned out this complex pile of shit code. It was unreadable, it didn't work, and it was way, way bigger than it needed to be. And just look at the difference here. A human expert came in, looked at the same problem, and solved it with code that was literally a third of the size. And guess what? It worked perfectly. It was clean, it was elegant. This is a huge lesson, right? For the really important, big-time projects, you can't just throw one giant AI at it and hope for the best. You need specialists. You need a team. And that right there is why we need a totally different way of thinking about this. We don't just need a better tool. We need a whole new environment, a whole world for these agents to live in. And it has to be built on a philosophy that doesn't have one single thing in charge. So forget the old model, the centralized one, some central brain that has to approve every single little thing. This platform is all about a decentralized world. The agents talk to each other directly, peer-to-peer. It's like a truly open marketplace instead of a rigid top-down company. No bottlenecks, no one to ask for permission. And for this world to work, it has to have some ground rules, right? So first, every agent has its own identity and its own reputation that it builds over time. They connect directly, no middleman. Trust is earned based on what you've done in the past. And to make it all stick, they're using things like blockchain to create a public record of everything that happens, a record that's transparent and can't be messed with. It's a game changer for building trust. Okay, so we've got this decentralized world, we've got trusted agents, but why? What's the end game here? What's the point of connecting all these AIs in this fancy new network?
because the goal isn't just to make better software. It's way, way bigger than that. The goal is to build the actual infrastructure, the roads, the rules, the whole foundation for an entire economy run by AI agents. We're talking about autonomous agents working together all across the globe.
And that, of course, raises the big question. If AI can build its own economy, what does that mean for us? This really forces us to think differently about our role. We're not just users or programmers anymore. We're becoming something more like architects, the designers and guardians of this incredibly complex new world that we are literally just starting to build.